Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
Starting to pick up.
Yep. Well, that'll be great on live, on a podcast.
Hey, we may lose one of these canopies. There it goes.
Oh, boy.
I knew that was going to happen.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Yeah, you're live, Irma. Welcome. What's up, Irma? How you doing? We got you. Hey, we're tapped into your computer there too, where you work. We can actually see you on video. I hacked your computer. So beautiful earrings today, Irma. You're always beautiful. Very nice.
You're so silly.
All right, friends, welcome in. Another edition of, Good Morning Huntsville. I think it's 138. Once we get past 100, it's just kind of flowing. But here we are. Dark outside still as you're waking up with us early this morning. Time now just a little after 7 a.m. here in beautiful Huntsville, Texas. We want to welcome you in. By the way, if you're waking up this morning, it's a muggy morning again, 75 degrees, humidity 96%. That dew point up there at 74%. So it doesn't quite feel like a jungle yet, but we are very close this morning. Some rain overnight as well. Rain chances, by the way, going to increase as this day goes on. Look for showers and thunderstorms between 11 and 2, and then again after 2 o'clock, chance of that precip at 70%, and it will stay with us in the forecast all through the week, through Monday, and maybe even longer. But we'll talk about all that in a minute. Want to welcome you in. Here we are as we continue to rock and roll on a Thursday. I don't know what Thankful Thursday is what our friend Jennifer Gussanetti usually chimes in. So here we go. Appreciate everybody joining us as always. Let us know you're out there this morning, what you're thankful for as we get started. Want to welcome everybody in, too, that's on the Spirit Radio FM app this morning. A lot of friends starting to join us through the app as they're on their way to work. And so we appreciate you joining us digitally this morning as well. We wouldn't be here without our friend Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers, our studio sponsor. Big thank you to Elliot and all that he does, and also Paul Oley of the Gallery. And, of course, on a Thursday with our friends from the Color Bar. Pablo back in the house. Pablo, good to see you, man.
You too.
Yeah, man, it's been a whole minute. I was joking around with you before we went on. I said, I walked up to you at HEB, and I was like, hey, man, give me your wallet. And you just, looked at me. Then you knew it was me, and you were just like, dude, I'm just there to get in and get out, right?
Yeah. That's HEB every day.
Yeah, that's how you get punched, though. So you got to be careful. You don't walk up to somebody and to tell them that.
You would never do that in New Orleans.
Yeah. But I knew it was you. There was no one else around, and I knew it was you. And I thought that you saw me out of the corner of your eye. Mm-hmm. So it was all in good fun, Pablo. So what have you been up to, man? Everything going good? I know a lot of folks around town just kind of been battling a little illness here and there, but I know you've been busy and just getting back into the routine of styling and profiling, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Just day in, day out.
Yeah, man. So it's always good. And Pablo, you were here with us. What, I guess, man, has it been a month already? Has it been?
I think so. Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy how fast time flies. You've been over to Color Bar for a while now. What's the journey been like? You know, as you continue to just kind of grow and see things happening. What's it been like over to Color Bar, man?
It's good. Yeah, it's going real good. I'm real happy with the core staff group we have. Everything's smooth, running great. Yeah, man.
Just like I said, styling and profiling.
Yeah, you know, when you go in, you do your stuff, and then, you know, it's just nonstop. It's good.
Can I ask you about by the way, Pablo, very humble guy, but multi-talented, not just with styling hair and helping people, you know, boost their confidence through that. Because it is, man. It's like, to me, there's two things that really boost your confidence: your teeth and your hair. You know, for me, like growing up, man, my teeth, it was nothing on my parents. We just didn't have money for like braces. So I didn't get braces until I was in my mid-20s, man. And so I never would smile. And then my hair was always like wackadoo. And finally, you know, my hair was the biggest thing though. And now I keep it short. So all I got to do is get in and out of the shower, man. I don't have to do too much. But you are, Pablo, you're multi-talented, a musician as well. And then something else that just popped up that I didn't even know about, man. You were telling me that you had a brief little stint in a movie. Is it okay to like tell us about that?
Yeah.
Or is that on the DL?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. You know, sometimes they say don't say anything for like a year.
Yeah,
so.
no,
Okay.
it's been well past that. I mean, whenever we did filming, it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
So, when I was in New Orleans, we used to, you know, it's kind of like that. I just decided at one age that I was going to stop saying no or when things approached. And so somebody had asked me if I wanted to do a background acting gig, and I was like, sure. And then that started, and I started doing like episodes of Claws and like, what is it, Black Scorpion,
cool.
and Reminiscent with Hugh Jackman. And then I did We Have a Ghost on Netflix. So that's the one my brother's always texting me about.
He's like, where you at, man?
He's like, oh, I saw that movie again. It's like, come on.
Were you actually so not really. I mean, you had like a small part. I know a very brief part. So I wanted to ask you this because there was a movie, man, what was it back in the day? I can't think of this. The Faculty. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
It was like about like
The aliens,
and football
yeah.
players or something. And they filmed a lot of that in Lockhart, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And they were asking for extras to be in that movie. Now, they didn't pay us, but they needed people to fill the stand. Usher was in that movie.
That's
right.
That's
Usher
right.
was a football player. And I think, man, I was probably in, I want to say like maybe 8th, 9th grade. Had no idea that the movie was going to be what it was. You know, we were just like, cool opportunity. Our neighbor, she had remember the old Chevy Astro vans, those hideous vans, but every mom had one back then. So she had, and we thought they were cool back then. Now you look at them like, oh man, them things are like, yikes. But she had the Astro van. There were like 5, she had like 4 or 5 children, and then a couple of us, it was like a neighborhood family. You know how like some neighborhoods, it's like all the kids are part of one big family. That's what it started to. It was one of those neighborhoods where you just kind of walk in the back door, hey mom, when it's not even your mom.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of fun growing up in our neighborhood in Georgetown, but it was really cool because I'll never forget. Like her name was Miss Kirkham, and she's like, hey, there's extras. Do y'all want to be in it? Yeah. So we all went, but you had to be there overnight. So you came in at like 6:00 at night, but you had to stay the whole night. And it was like a 12-hour deal, and then you finally got to go home at like 6 in the morning.
That's how this was. Like our call time, I think, was 6:30 in the morning, and you go in there and you do your whole check-in and stuff, but our scene wasn't even shot until 11 p.m.
Wow.
So me and there was this other extra who was playing a biker, and I was the tattoo artist, and we were just going through, and then they had the actor who played in Stranger Things. He was the ghost, and so we had to do our scene, and then he does his scene, and then they kind of impose it to where it looks like he's running through the walls and through us, you know?
Yeah.
But it's pretty interesting, you know, and it's cool to see how things are made. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. So when you're watching movies, you know, and you
takes
see
away the magic.
Yeah, and when you're watching movies and you see the fog and the smoke, you're like, yeah, I know how they do that.
Man, yeah. Then does it kind of like take it away though? You're just like, man, I always thought, and now it's just not as magical.
It kind of does, because when you look at like towns that are historical, and then you see like this one building, you're like, yeah, that's fake.
Oh man.
You know, and you're just like, you can tell immediately.
It's almost like when you're a child and then you start learning that, like, oh, magic's not real. And then you just kind of.
It's not?
And you kind of go like this. But I choose to still believe that there are something. I just want to because I want to keep that childlike attitude. You know what I'm saying?
I think it does. I think it is real, and I think it's still around. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, Pablo knows what's up, so it's always good. And I was asking about all this too because I go back to the faculty, and it was a non-paid gig, right? I mean, we didn't get paid to do it, and then the movie came out, and then I remember, like, I think it was my dad was like, "So I don't think you can watch that movie because." We didn't know what it was. It wasn't like terrible, but it was rated R and all that kind of stuff. But we ultimately, we watched it, and we were filling in the stands in the football stadium. You couldn't even make out one single person.
Oh, exactly.
And this was like, I guess, before they really knew how to really impose CGI. Now it would just all be CGI.
I think so, yeah.
But I couldn't, and we didn't get in the credits. So that's where I was going. Did you get in the credits for your small part? See, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, for all of like now, like especially in Louisiana because they have no film tax, and so a lot of films go in there and film. So when they do all of that stuff, you have paperwork. You have because you got to pay taxes and stuff. And all of that stuff has to be filled out.
So
every gig you do is paid.
That's cool. So you got a little scratch, and then also got the credit at the end result. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's really neat. So if you go online, if you get in the credits, you're on IMDb somewhere in there, Pablo. I know you probably have. You ever looked?
Not.
You probably are, man. So get ready. You're just like whatever. Man. Well, good stuff. Well, thanks for everybody for joining us this morning. We do have a great show lined up. We want to welcome you in as always as we continue to rock and roll here on a Thursday morning. Our great friends from Adler Family Toys are going to be joining us this morning, give us some updates on how they're doing. Beautiful, beautiful, and wonderful toy store just right around the corner from us here at our studio down on University. And so we'll check in with Shane, and his beautiful wife is here, and they've got their daughter this morning. So we always appreciate the Adler family and all that they do here in the Huntsville community. And, Paul, that's what we're all about, just like you guys with the Color Bar, man. It's all about supporting local. And that's what this community needs to do. And I think we do a really good job of it, is just lifting up each other. Small business makes the world go round. And I know that we have a lot of chain stores, and those have their place as well. But what I love about our downtown square area, and you've seen, you've drove through, you've walked around. We have so many really little niche specialty stores that you're not going to find in any other town.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like, when you're cruising through a major metro area, I don't know, like perfect example, when I was up in Fargo, right? I'm driving through, we're on I-29, and I'm like, cool, I'm in this whole other state, 1,200 miles away. But then I was like, oh, there's an Applebee's, and there's a Chili's, and there's this and that. And it's just like, it feels like you're still at home, but 1,200 miles away and 35 below zero. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But then once you go downtown, into downtown Fargo, then the uniqueness comes out.
Yeah.
Then you see like the historic theater like we have, where Adler Family Toys is in a former historic theater building. And so in the Avon Theater. So it's really cool once you come off the highway and you hop downtown. That is where I really feel like the heartbeat of a city truly is.
Anywhere that says historical district, that always is going to have like that perfect blend of eclectic and local, and a little bit of they peppered in with some mainstream, but you get that feel of the town in that historical district, because that's where the locals, they know where to go. And so, especially like New Orleans, Houston, you have, your Heights, and then you're uptown and midtown and stuff like that. So, but you always find those little niches, those little pockets of just really cool places,
like the culture and the flavor of the community.
Exactly,
I guess you could say, right?
Exactly, and that's where you're going to find it. You're not going to find it like, on the outskirts or in the downtown area until you get to that historical area.
Then you're in, man. When
Yeah.
you see that brown sign that says "Entering Historic District." Then
Yeah,
you're
even
there.
like Houston, when they have you go to Market Street, you're like,
Yeah,
oh, okay,
yeah.
this is cool, But then you can go to Discovery Green and be like, oh, this is cool too, So you get in that little pocket, it kind of introduces you to everything around it. So
When you were in New Orleans, were you downtown? What was?
I lived in Mid City.
So what was that experience like? You're like, oh.
You don't leave your house without a knife.
Oh, man.
But it's cool. It's Mid City, so that you have your downtown area, and then Mid City's like on the the west side, and then you have Uptown, which is just below us, and then you get into Metairie, which is more like the suburb part of it. But Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. It's very eclectic. It's very interesting. That's where magic exists.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, it is, and it's
Just a really cool feeling to kind of be down there and be around
it is,
the culture
it is.
and everything, right?
It is,
That's
and
cool.
it's a beast on its own. It really is. I mean,
I've never been to New Orleans, man. All my travels, we've been blessed in the sports broadcasting world years ago to travel to different areas, but it's so cool. You think like, man, you get to do this and you get to travel, but it's just like we're on our own mini little city, I guess you could say, and so we never really get out of that bubble because it's always business.
Yeah.
You fly in, you see things, you go directly to the hotel, you eat a lot if you're traveling with college football guys, but you stay in this bubble, and so we never really got a whole lot of time to get out and explore different places, even though we went to like Portland. Perfect example. I did get to explore Portland a little bit.
I love Portland.
Really cool, unique flavor up there, man.
That's-
My Uber driver I was like, this lady's pretty cool. I just enjoyed listening to her stories.
Oh yeah, I mean Portland. I grew up in Tacoma, so we used to go down to Portland all the time. We used to go to the beaches in Oregon because they were better than the beaches, off in the northern Seattle area. So, but yeah, it's beautiful out there.
We were in Minneapolis, and it was really strange because they have like this, I want to say it's like 25, 30 miles of like, it's not really tunnels, but it's like walkways that are all enclosed. Mm-hmm. And it's like its own little city in itself. And you could literally walk for 20, 25 miles through these, I don't know, how do you describe it? But are you picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, like underground, sort of like Houston's tunnels.
Yeah, but it's not real, but it's like above ground.
Oh,
so
it
it's
is?
like,
Okay.
So it's above ground, and man, but some of it, like I felt like you would go some areas of it, and then I'm not being judgmental or like calling out anybody, but like some areas you're like, whoa, man, like. And then I go on Google, and Bridget gets upset at me because I do this. Like when we went on a cruise ship, I was like researching how many people have fallen off a cruise ship, all these kind of stats, and so I'm sitting there looking up, like, okay, who has been like, what has happened in these or in these walkways, and then like, 2 weeks ago, and this, I was like, oh man. And then I showed Bridget, and we're like, we got to get out of here, But
it's like modern day Jack the Ripper stuff.
Yeah, man. I was like, I don't know about all this. But it was like 10 o'clock at night because we were just trying to find a place to eat. So you can walk to all these different, but then everything was shut down. Mm-hmm. And it kind of felt like a ghost town. It was like, I don't know, think of it like an airport when you're there at like 3 a.m. Sometimes it feels like a ghost town. That's what it felt like.
What's surprisingly a ghost town late at night? Vegas.
Really?
Yeah, my van goes on tour, and we go through Vegas, and we play a show, and we get out. You would think that it would be like this, like almost like New York, it just doesn't sleep. But man, come like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning when you're going back to your hotel, it is dead. And except when you go into the hotel on the bottom where the casino is, then it's just nothing but elderly people.
It's that and like a cloud of smoke, right?
Cloud of smoke, waitresses coughing, and then just elderly people, on the roulette wheel, everything,
that's
just
great.
Hitting those buttons. I'm just like, wow.
It's dead at 3 a.m. because you're not there yet. Now, once you show up, Pablo, then the whole town lights up, right, man?
No, then they're like going, oh. Here's that guy. He's going to bed.
Well, Perez, thanks for joining us. Let us know you're out there this morning. We have Pablo on from the Color Bar. It's always great because the first Thursday we have Justin Killingsworth, and then the rest of the month we always get to learn about more of the employees there and the great workers. You guys do incredible work, Pablo. We've had you on before, and just love hearing a little bit about your insight, man. Like I said, you're a multi-talented guy, and it's always cool because every time we chat with you, I know it's only the second time we've had you on the show, but there's just always something new that you bring out. So thank you for sharing with us, man. We'll talk about like 30 below weather down the road in Canada.
God.
So
Jeez.
There's something to do with Canada and Pablo as well outside, and we'll bring that up at another time. Everyone joining us this morning, a lot of comments coming in. I appreciate you as we'll get to some of those. Our good friend Clay Talsworth. Oh, check this out, man. I have the spooky style on. I forgot about that. So
there you go.
I should have made it orange, though, because blue and like spooky don't go together. But Clay Talsworth over at 0 Degree Candy joining us this morning. By the way, we're giving away more Skittles today, man. We have been giving away candy all week. We also have flowers that we're giving away from Sweet Caroline's Floral Shop. These bad boys are sitting right up here, as you can see in front of us. And now, I said Pablo's multi-talented. He did not put these together, though. That's one thing Pablo is not as a florist, although you probably could be.
I don't know.
You probably could be, Pablo.
Maybe.
You could figure it out. I
just put a flower in the dirt.
Watch it grow. If I put a flower in the dirt, it dies, man. So it doesn't work for me.
I've killed the unkillable bamboo.
I didn't know you could kill bamboo. That's right.
It literally is marketed as the unkillable bamboo, and I accidentally killed it.
There you go, Pablo. The killer of unkillable bamboo is going to be the new tagline. Rick Boning joining us this morning. Good morning to you, Rick. Great to hear from you. My sweetheart, Bridget, good morning. Good to see you on this morning, sweetheart. Jennifer Augustinetti saying it's a thankful Thursday. Tammy, good morning to you, as she is chiming in today, saying good morning and hello, Huntsville. Also have Pop's Woodshop joining us. That's a new one. Is that you, Jamie Saucier? It's a YouTube. Someone coming in on YouTube this morning joining us today. Stephanie Pitts over at Advantage Specialties. Good morning, Stephanie. Great to see you on. Jen is joining us. Carolyn Gibson, good to see you this morning. Brittany Wright, good morning to you. Also Tara Burnett and many, many more. So we'll get to those as we continue on here this morning. Let us know that you're out there and what you're thankful for today. Before we take our first break and have our friends from Adler Family Toys on, I do want to remind you, we are here on a Thursday, brought to you by the Color Bar. And the key word continues is spooky. This week is just spooky. I just like to say that word. It's like a child word, spooky. My little daughter goes around, she's going, spookies? Spookies? That's her favorite word. She's obsessed with Halloween. So spooky. Text that in along with your name on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line at 936-339-0139. Again, 936-339-0139. We've got some national news for you and some of our sponsors. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us as we continue to lift you up this morning. It's your show. Good morning, Huntsville.
USA News, I'm Lance Pry. Lewiston, Maine police have released some details on the suspect in a mass shooting last night. Police are looking for Robert Card and say he is considered armed and dangerous. Police say that he has a history of military service and is a firearms instructor with a recent stay in a mental health hospital. A shelter-in-place order for the city was in effect last night. At least 22 people were reportedly shot and killed in multiple locations of Lewiston. That's about 150 miles north of Boston. At least 3 scores of people are being reported as injured. The manhunt continues. Bankrupt cryptocurrency exchange FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried is set to testify at his criminal fraud trial today. He is charged with planning a scheme that saw as much as $10 billion vanish from FTX customers. The liquidation of FTX, a Bahamas-based exchange, began in November of 2022. Presidential candidate Donald Trump has congratulated the newly elected House Speaker Mike Johnson. Yesterday, Trump spoke to reporters outside a New York courtroom and said Johnson is a tremendous leader and a tremendous man who will be a great Speaker of the House. New congressional and legislative district maps have officially become law in North Carolina yesterday. The votes cleared the state and Senate. The new district gives Republicans a 10-3 split in Congress and a supermajority in the General Assembly. Democrats claim they will fight the law in court. A Texas airport temporarily grounded all flights this week when a private jet left without permission and collided with another aircraft on the tarmac. It happened at Houston's William P. Hobby Airport around 3:30 p.m. local time Tuesday. The FAA says the unauthorized Hawker plane was attempting to take off when it struck a twin-engine Cessna as it was landing on a nearby runway. No injuries were reported. USA News.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. That's 800-399-4215.
There's a place in Huntsville and now in Conroe where you're more than a customer, you're part of the family. A place where style meets comfort and every visit feels like a treat. Welcome to the Color Bar Hair Salon. From the moment you walk in, our friendly stylists work to create a look that's perfect for you. Whether it's a fresh cut, a vibrant new color, or a blowout for that special occasion, at the Color Bar, we've got you covered. We pride ourselves on creating an environment where our guests can relax, enjoy a beverage, and let us do the pampering. We use top-notch products like Kevin Murphy and even offer hair extensions for those looking to add a little extra flair. And when it's got to be perfect, we ensure you leave looking and feeling your best self. But don't just take our word for it. Book a reservation or buy a gift card online and experience it firsthand. Visit us online at colorbartx.com and discover why, at the Color Bar Hair Salon, you get an experience that goes beyond. The Color Bar, where you belong. See you soon.
When you live and work in the town where you were born and raised, lots of people become just like family. I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Over the years, we've shared a lot of good times and some tough times, and I'm honored to be the one you call on in your time of need. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, our goal is to help our neighbors in need and always provide the most outstanding service available, even on those really tough days. I thank you for your trust in us. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we're here for you.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
All right, Huntsville, welcome back at it as we continue to rock and roll here on a thankful Thursday, a little after 7:30. If you got to be at work at 8 a.m., you are not fired. You still have a few minutes to get ready and get to work this morning. We always joke around on this show saying, you know, if it's like 7:55 and you're not at work yet, you're probably fired. But you still got time, so we gave you a heads up this morning. We are not responsible for your unemployment here on this show. Welcome back in. Good to have the Adler family with us today. Mr. Shane, Madeline,
Morning.
and Miss Willow. Good morning, young lady. You guys all doing okay today?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Well, we've been trying to get y'all on for a hot minute, and I know y'all have been extremely busy. Family, everything going great, and business is picking up and doing great, and so good to have y'all here. Just, I mean, literally right around the corner from us here off of Sam Houston. And y'all are in the old Avon Theater over there. So we're going to talk more about the business here in a moment, but we just wanted to give folks an opportunity this morning to get to know you guys a little bit. So, Shane, I always joke around. Tell us like everything except your Social Security number. I'm just kidding, man. Just let us know a little bit about just kind of your journey and how you got to Huntsville, man. We'll start with you if that's all right.
Yeah, totally. So, wife and I met at Sam Houston while we're finishing it up. Long story short, graduated, work transferred us to Arizona, then to Austin, which is where I'm from originally, and bought a house out there, and we're living there outside of Austin, next to Lake Travis, and awesome place. I think some of the scenery started getting encroached upon once that real estate was looking real good, and some of the things that we prided or had the passion of enjoying just started disappearing. So, anyways, we're kind of considering options, over a span of time, and
As our daughter got older.
Yeah. Huntsville, it's our old stomping grounds. We're familiar with it. She has family that's right in Conroe, so it's close by.
and it just, everything kind of aligned to where it was made it the best decision for us. So made that move in August of last year, and it came down to how do we get more vested in the community, and she had the brilliant idea of a toy store. And at first I was kind of like, okay. But giving it some thought, really the most, humble kind of business plan you could really formulate was really just a toy store for kids and families to come into. And it really went along with everything we wanted to kind of be involved with and start. And
I just wanted to bring something for the kids to the community as well, because we had so much for her outside of Austin.
Yeah.
That just kind of wanted to bring that here.
Well, it's been great. Again, our friends Madeline and Shane and Willow joining us this morning from Adler Family Toys. I first met you guys when the chamber had the ribbon cutting, and I walked into y'all's store, and it's just right around the corner from us here. Like I said, right off of Sam Houston, right here downtown in the old Avon the Avon Theater. I'm going to tell you what, that building is not old, though. You guys have done a tremendous job with the renovation. It looks so beautiful. And when I first walked in, immediately, I was like, man, this is just like the toy store that we had in Georgetown. In kind of a similar situation, Georgetown had grown, a great place, but with the broadcasting world, it kind of sent us here to Huntsville. And once you get ingrained in this community, it just grows on you. It's a great place to be. People love you. They hug on you. They want you to succeed. And I'll just never forget walking into y'all's store for the first time. I was like, man, this reminds me of my friend Karen's store in Georgetown called All Things Kids. And then we started talking. This is why it's so important, friends, to just talk. Just say hello, because you never know where a hello is going to lead to. And ask one or two questions. I always encourage people, even if you're shy. I know sometimes it's kind of tough to talk. But just ask one or two questions, because you never know where that's going to lead. And so I started asking you guys questions and said, yeah, this reminds me of this. And all of a sudden you're like, we've been to that store. And even there was even a mutual friend connection of a young man that you grew up with that I know, which is kind of crazy, to think of like we're here in Huntsville. But it really is a unique toy store. Madeline, let us know. I know that you were kind of the mastermind, the brainchild of this whole concept. What really brought it to you whenever you started thinking like, hey, I want to do a toy store? What was kind of that spark that started? I know you said earlier just to have something for your children, but let us know.
Honestly, I think we were watching an HGTV show like we do every night. Something popped up on there, and I looked at Shane. I'm like, maybe we should do a toy store just so we could be together all the time and get to be with Willow all the time. And
it's like every husband's pain point is HGTV. It's like, hey, I saw this on HGTV, and I've got a brilliant idea for you.
What started all that? It was what started all that? The Fixer Upper, is
Chip
that it?
and Joe.
No, this was,
Chip and Joanna. Yeah, that's what started it with Bridget and I. So I pick up what you're putting down, man.
I think they were just taking their kids to some toy store, and I missed taking her to the toy store in Georgetown, or, we had so much things over there, but I was like, hey, dude, so we could be together all the time.
Yeah.
And someone who always said he didn't want to work with his spouse now loves it.
And he's always there. Every time I come in, man, he is there. He's doing inventory. He's picking up stuff. It's incredible what you guys have built here in Huntsville. And for me, I'm so my passion is to really, I want to see small businesses in our community succeed, because just like I was telling Pablo earlier, Pablo here with us from the Color Bar this morning, small business is a heartbeat of any community, and every big chain has their place. We all go to them. Every once in a while we'll run into a Walmart or a Target, or we'll run into an Olive Garden, to get something to eat. Bridget and I were at Chili's a while back. We don't go there often, but it's truly the small businesses that are the heartbeat. We came in there. You guys had a really unique toy that Braylon just absolutely loves. I never even saw it. It was like this magnet
the magnet pad. Yeah.
And she's loving that thing. Like every day she's playing with that thing and just has a blast with it. And if it's not out, she's asking for it. And
this is our toy tester here, and that was one of the ones she loved.
So Willow is the toy tester. So magnets, thumb up on the magnet pad.
Yeah.
She's like, yep. She's like, yep, the thumb up on the magnet pad. Something else that has been and I didn't know y'all had it. Now I do, and we want to buy more, because now she's building like towers, and it's really cool to see a little girl that's not even 2 years old, and she goes, I'm building a tower, Daddy. The electronic stuff, friend, I'm not going to judge anybody this morning. Keep your children off of that. I mean, once in a while is fine. But if you want your child, in my opinion, to thrive, and Kay Boning and Rick of Tomorrow's Promise are big advocates of this because they have the Montessori schools here at Huntsville. Get things that your children can get their hands on where they don't turn into zombies.
Mm-hmm.
And Braylon loves those Magna-Tiles. Those things are unbelievable, those Magna blocks, and you guys have them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, has that been a big seller for y'all? What's kind of been the biggest things that are flying off the shelf over Adler Family Toys?
So, a lot of people love the wooden toys, like Melissa and Doug. Obviously, that's a huge thing. The character role play
Funny enough,
costumes.
the cow pie catapult.
Oh, cow pie catapult! That thing is awesome.
I saw Braylon was playing with that the other day in y'all's store, by the way.
Just shooting poop at each other, so it's even better.
But those have been the main sellers. There's this tiny one that we've got. It's at first it's just an insignificant little add to a shelf type thing, and it's the Pup in the Cup, and that thing is probably one of our staple sale products.
Pablo's over here shaking his head like, yes,
man,
he's
it's
like,
cool.
I want the Pup in the Cup.
Yeah,
man.
it makes me smile every time I see that thing pop out. So yeah, it's no, I mean those have been the biggest thing.
Willow's getting some chat time as well this morning. That's all right.
What's your favorite toy in the store? Do you know?
Your favorite toy, Willow?
You don't know? All of them?
You like the trike? There's this trike that like converts to basically a unicycle, or whatever, but it's got the pedals on it. She learned that in like a day and a half to ride that. We literally a week later decided to take her out on the bike, and I was like, I'll remove the training wheels. We'll just see what happens, dude. We've got a video of it. I just kind of guided her for like maybe 10 feet and then let her go and risked it, and man, she took off.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, one of the other things, I wanted to show some photos here this morning because we have absolutely loved coming in there, and we need to get in there more because it's been a couple of weeks. Man, I'm so thankful for you, Madeline, because I came in. Bridget was getting, I think it was her hair and nails done.
Her pedicure.
Yeah, her pedicure. And so I had the children. It was my first time out. Like, you know how it is when you're a dad. You know this. The first time, like, you're with the baby by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, oh, man, I wish the wife was here because I'm kind of nervous, And
oh, my biggest freak out was just the concern of a blowout happening.
Well, let's just say we had the double whammy. I was with Caden. He was sleeping. He was having fun.
He's so cute.
Braylon was playing, and I'll show some pictures here in a minute, on the indoor play area, which you have to bring your children over to Adler to get them inside this indoor play area. But then he woke up, and Braylon was running all over the place. Caden was screaming, and your wife was so gracious and said, well, here, I can hold him. And so she's holding him and fed him the bottle while Braylon and I were walking around the store. And then as soon as Madeline hands him off to me, and I get him in his car seat, he's ready to go, just everywhere. And it wasn't like a little bit.
It wasn't. It was a lot.
It was in fact, like I still think that car seat, even though I've cleaned it thoroughly, you can never clean all that out. So we're in the middle of like cleaning up all of this. And then the word you just said happens while I'm in there cleaning up all the milk and all that fun stuff. So it was a double whammy. But it's a memory that's going to be ingrained forever for me. We'll always know that we were at Adler. You always remember that time and place. First time I'm with Caden by myself, the upset tummy and the blowout happened at Adler Family Toys.
When I handed him back. Not on me.
And it was not Malik because he was all nice and cooing, and she was feeding him, and then as soon as I put him in the
cuddly.
Yeah. But what I wanted to bring up, and those are just fun memories, but what I wanted to bring up is we love the indoor play area there at Adler Family Toys. And I want to show some photos this morning. When I was over there during this memorable event, Braylon was just absolutely having a blast. And friends, look, if we have really cool playgrounds, and I encourage folks, take them to the playgrounds and all that. But look, if you want to spend a few hours, I mean, I think we were there for a couple of hours, and you want to go indoor, like rain's going to be in the forecast all this week through early next week. Get your children out of the house. Bring them over to Adler Family Toys. This was Braylon playing. She loves these wooden blocks that you guys have. Just absolutely loved them. So and it's a very, very big open space. See, that's her going down the slide. and she was looking at Daddy. She was just having a blast. And what I'm most thankful for, besides you guys being here with this awesome store, are the little, whenever y'all had the grand opening, you allowed the children to put their hand in footprints.
Yeah.
Which they can still do if they want to.
Yeah, we got the paint and stuff right there.
Now Braylon's looks like a smear, so I can pick hers out
You
pretty
always know which
easily.
one that is. Yeah.
But she enjoyed it and just had a blast. And this is what I'm talking about. Whenever she did that. That wasn't me like stacking them and then like, here, sweetheart, stand still, let me take a picture. Like she's at the age where she's learning about stacking things, and this is why
I think with interactive toys like that, if you sit there and just let them do it, their little minds will start going and they can build things on their own, things they're seeing around or other kids doing at the same time. So
she would build these are the wooden blocks. She would build these things up. And then, of course, she had more fun just knocking it over and tearing it up. And then she started throwing them, so I had to discipline. I was like, don't throw those, sweetheart. But she had fun. And these are toys. I mean, these are all things that you can buy in your store.
Those are the Melissa and Doug 100 wooden blocks.
Yeah, it's 100 block count. But I think our biggest goal is for most of these toys, obviously you've got some, that are going to have batteries, but the majority, our expectation is most of our toys don't require batteries. And there's a psychologist that said, the best toy is 90% the kid, 10% the toy, because it stimulates, the cognitive development, sensory, everything. And that's kind of the goal that we're going for. So as simple as the toys these are, they really do have the most, benefit for the child.
And I think with like the baby dolls, it helps with kids being nice and nurturing and kind of growing that sense of like, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but the baby dolls like clearly helped with her and taking care of other kids and
it's cool. And then she started doing like double stack. And I was like, this is so cool. Like my child is, and then there's actually triple stack. Look, there's a little mini one back there that she was doing. And that's why it's so important. And this is the joy of Adler Family Toys, friends. And I'll say this because we've been over there. I'm not just saying this because they're here with us today. I'm saying it because this is a genuinely great place to bring your children. Shane and Madeline truly care. They have children themselves. You got the little girl, and y'all's family's growing, and little boys brewing, man. And it's just wonderful because it's like I always love. Don't just talk about it, be about it, and you guys are being about it, and it's awesome to have y'all here. Just more things that were back here. This, again, is the indoor play area. You had a little tent back there. Braylon loved getting in the little teepee tent.
Yeah, hiding in the little teepee.
Dude, so when you come back, we actually added a 12-foot teepee.
Oh, wow.
We rearranged some of the shelving, and now you have a nook, like where the books are.
A little reading nook.
Yeah, and it's like it's got a couple bean bags in there, and kids can come check out some of the books. But it's a better setup than actually it was when you came in.
Well, I still thought it was a pretty sweet setup, so it's even better. And and there's even things for older kids. You guys have a really cool pinball machine that was back there. I actually started playing with that. Braylon was trying to get. I was like, no, sweetheart, stay with the cool pillow. She was Billy. So these are like little castle pillows, right? Was that? I don't know how you describe those, but
those are just like the nuggets that came out a while back. Were sold out everywhere. That you can build forts out of all these. This little sofa for kids. This one has more pieces to it, so the kids can build a little higher or just a little more around them, and they love jumping all over them. So it was just a great addition back there.
I felt really bad because there was this really cool little fort built, and as soon as Braylon saw it, she immediately tore it down.
Godzilla threw it.
She goes back there and builds the forts and then leaves.
Yeah, so that's her job is to get it set up back there.
Yeah.
Willow, whenever my little girl left, I made sure that I put that fort back up, okay? So Braylon went and destroyed it. She was like, it's like, why is this child raging? She's so sweet. But little children love to do that. They like to knock down things, and that's what she was doing. And then puzzles were in there too. And so what I love about this is a lot of these items that you guys have back here in this play area, you can purchase at the store. Like the magnet pad that Braylon loved that thing. She got after it. And so obviously I had to purchase it. so it works, having them there. Again, Adler Family Toys joining us this morning here on Good Morning Huntsville. And friends, we really do want to encourage you to go over and to support local businesses. Whenever you walk in, this is kind of I've heard you, Shane, describe it as a boutique. Like, let us know a little bit more about kind of that description whenever you think of like a toy boutique. What does that really encompass and what does that really mean?
Sure. So toys that are, I guess there's more effort to picking them out. So comparative to the conglomerates like Walmart or Target, they've got everything, all the plastic toys and all that stuff. But the ones that are more sustainable, that's kind of where sustainable and a little more unique. Those are the things that I kind of connect with. Yeah, the whole boutique end. It's not the cheapest stuff, but it's also things that'll outlive any sort of plastic toy you're going to buy at Target or Walmart. And again, like you brought up, all things kids, Karen store in Georgetown. Yeah, that's kind of what inspired us to. Every time we went there with our daughter, we walked out with a toy. You know, we were dropping dough, and so it did have, obviously a financial, I guess.
There were always toys when we came out of there that were, focused on being creative or somehow educational or something like that. And that was kind of the idea of trying to keep them away from the electronics so much, because how are you going to learn to be so creative? And I mean, she can sit and play. She comes up with whole storylines.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of the idea behind it.
I think the other end of it is aesthetics. So it's got to be something that's a soft environment, conducive for not just kids, but also for parents to enjoy their time in there. And something that appears extremely organized and clean. So all those factors to us are on the boutique,
Well, you can find out more information. Again, our friends from Adler Family Toys joining us here this morning on Good Morning Huntsville. Such a great show and really inspiring for young people, too, and for parents out there. And so maybe you didn't know Adler Family Toys was here. We've been working hard on our platforms to promote this great toy store that we have right here in our community. And so I want to encourage you to get out, come support. Maybe you're a grandparent this morning. Maybe you don't have children living in your house, but you know what? You're a grandparent. And you can come out there and find some great toys. Anything that you find in that store, I guarantee your children are just going to absolutely love, or your grandchildren, or your nieces and nephews, even adults. I mean, if you want to relive some nostalgia, I walked in there. You guys had some stuff that I was like, man, I want to buy some of this now and just go home and play with it. It was kind of helping me relive it.
Some of the students come in and they're looking at toys and they're like, I've never seen this toy. I'm like, I'm not that old.
Yeah.
But that was when I was little. But they all get into it too and start buying all these like little tchotchke toys that are like surprising to them, but it's stuff that we all played with.
Yeah.
And so it really is for everybody. It's not just for the little kids. And like you said, we have grandparents come in and just sit back there and watch the kids play, and we have coffee back there for everybody to enjoy and water. Just wanted to kind of get you all to come be together and make new friends and have the kids make friends. And that's how she made friends when she was little. So
it's kind of like
friends
the family
that she still talks to. So
I think of it now as like, I told Linda, a friend of mine next door here at the Republican office, because everyone goes in and sits in her office and talks to her. I told Bridget when we left for Fargo, I said, I really miss going and just sitting and talking to Linda, because I just walk in and we just talk for 30 minutes or so. Mm-hmm. So I kind of told her she's the living room of Huntsville. You guys, I just started thinking of this with that room back there. It's the new family room of Huntsville. So this is where you can come and you can have a great time and also browse their wide selection of toys. Friends, I want to encourage you this morning. Go to Facebook as well. I know many of you are joining us on Facebook this morning, some across LinkedIn as well as YouTube. But make sure that you like their page on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Adler Family Toys TX. That's Adler Family Toys TX. So head over there right now and make sure that you go like their page. Of course, if you're on the Spirit Radio FM app, don't head over there now. Wait till you pull over to Safe Place and then go on Facebook and just look up Adler Family Toys. One other thing that I wanted to bring up, too, you can go to the website, and Shane, you can chime in a little bit on this. You can buy toys directly from the website. So maybe there's folks that aren't here in Huntsville, but maybe back in Georgetown. Maybe there's some friends of mine in Georgetown. Maybe Jerica, who watches us in Fargo, is saying, well, I really want to check out some of these toys. They can go to the website. Let us know a little bit about that.
They're slowly getting uploaded.
Yeah, Jerica, don't buy anything yet.
But it's getting there.
It's getting there.
That's the plan.
It's a process.
Yeah.
That's a process.
It is a
we're
process.
Still a
we
new store, so we're
still having to upload inventory and finalize all that. So we did get accounts set up to where you could go in and technically purchase, but the shipping's not finalized yet. So
awesome.
That's the other.
But there are things growing. And a beautiful website, by the way. You can just go to AdlerFamilyToys.com. That's ADLER, AdlerFamilyToys.com. I wanted to mention something else too, Madeline and Shane, because Halloween's right around the corner. I mean, we are, 5 days away. That's crazy to think about. Look, folks, don't run down to like the Big Spirit Halloween and those stores, and don't go to Amazon. Go over to Adler Family Toys first. I want to encourage people here in this community, shop local first, and you can probably find what you're looking for. You have a pretty good selection of some costumes, right?
Yeah, I have a lot of princess fairy stuff. There's some stuff for the Renaissance Festival that y'all can check out. I have cute little boutique tutus and sweaters and T-shirts for fall as well as Halloween that the kids can wear to school, especially with the cold front coming in next week.
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to get something out there for the smaller kids that you don't find in Huntsville. It's all, I mean, the other boutiques are beautiful, but they're for women. There's not a lot for little girls.
Well, there
I'm
is.
trying to find little boy stuff because clearly, but
Yeah.
the little boy stuff is a little harder to find. So we're working on that. But,
Oh, there's dragons in there and all that stuff. That stuff's cool.
yeah,
But,
the dragon stuff is cool. We have some witch dancing hats, and we'll have a turkey dancing hat.
yeah.
So we'll have stuff for, yeah.
You didn't have Shane like trying on the tutus, did you, to make sure that they were of good quality? You know.
I didn't.
Just kidding.
His waist was a little too big.
Yeah.
But I had my little buyer here laying out all the styles.
There
and
you go.
She did it herself, so Willow picked them out.
Awesome. Well, it's so great to have you all here in Huntsville. Again, friends, I want to encourage you, go over to Adler Family Toys. Be sure to check them out. Shane, let us know kind of the business hours over there. When do you guys open and those kind of things?
Yeah, so we got the wisdom before we opened to start off, more limited and then expand to test where the demand's at. But for right now, we're open Wednesday to Friday from 11 to 6. And then on Saturdays, our hours are posted 11 to 5, but we have started opening unofficially from 10 to 5 on Saturdays.
Awesome. Well, Brittany Wright is chiming in this morning, and she said, we love this toy store. Bo, that's her little boy, just turned 3. Bo got some dino eggs for his birthday, and we had to dig all the dinosaurs out last night.
Perfect.
What is that toy? That sounds
That
really
one
cool.
is like this little dinosaur egg rock, and you have to dig them up. So that's a really good idea to bury them. But then you get like a little chisel and hammer where you have to break them apart and find the fossils and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want my children to like grow up really fast. Braylon's at that really cool age, like Willow, right? And she's it's just the cool, cuddly age. You know what I'm saying? And like Braylon is at that age. Caden is 3 months old. And so here, we got about a year before he starts, his personality's starting to come out. But it's like, I can't
a couple
wait.
months before he gets cuddly.
Well, I want to bring, I want Caden to, I don't want him to grow up fast, but, I'm like, come on, man. I want him to be able to bust the dino eggs right now, So that's on the way. Bridget was messaging us earlier, too, and we bought the pup in the cup, and Braylon loves that thing. She has it back in the cup. She just pops it all the time. She goes, pop cup, pop cup, pop cup. So you can go in and get the pup in the cup over there as well. But friends, check them out. It's Adler Family Toys, online at adlerfamilytoys.com, and be sure to follow them on Facebook. And as I keep saying, I'm going to reiterate it all the time. Please support local. Shop local first before you choose to go anywhere else. And let's support folks, because when you support a business like Adler Family Toys, it's right here. The proof's in the pudding. You're supporting a family, 3 and 1 more on the way.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to shop local first. Over at the beautiful historic Avon Theater. And if you haven't had a chance to get over there, just go right across the street. I know Walls, unfortunately, is going to be closing down here soon, but right across the street from Walls Barbecue. But it's a perfect area. So easy. You just park and just walk right around the corner. It's not hard to get to at all. And you'll see them right out there every single day out there just working and making things happen. Even when you're closed, I've seen y'all some activity over there, man. So you gotta take a breath once in a while, Shane.
Yeah, that's right.
So let me ask you one final question. Maybe is there some teasers you can give us? What's kind of in the pipeline? Because the inventory keeps, every time I go in there, it gets more and more full. But what else maybe is in the pipeline for you guys?
We're going to be participating at Lone Star Lights.
Oh,
so
awesome.
We'll be out there as well.
Yep.
Splitting our time.
Christmas time, we're going to have certain things set up, some giveaways during the month of December, so raffles.
We're going to get a Santa out to come and do Santa pictures. So, yeah. Well.
Long-term wise, we're still getting the facts on it and everything, but we do plan on opening an ice cream store.
Yes. Or
ice cream.
That's what I was waiting
little
for.
section in there, and then to add candy. It's just a phase, a process of getting
Someone
getting
really
the
wants
plan
a candy
officialized.
Store.
I saw Willow kind of perk up there when you started saying candy and ice cream. So,
yeah.
Well, it's going to be great. We're really looking forward to all the great things happening at Adler Family Toys. I guess one of the last questions I have, too, and I appreciate y'all's extended time. I know y'all got to get going. The logo is so cool. Who came up with the logo? What was the concept behind the logo?
Honestly, one of our friends sent us over the company that does like Chris Stapleton and Mandy Moore's logo for our CD artwork. And we kind of just reached out to them, and what are they called?
It's Brothers Design Company.
Brothers Design Company.
They're super legit. It's a small company, but they do great work. And
I kind of just told them I mean, kids love primary colors, but I kind of wanted to stay away from the reds and blues, and
we want to keep it like Texas oriented with the skull,
and then we kind of gave them ideas of what Huntsville is, and they did their research on it and kind of came back with the skull and the flower added to it when we were talking about our daughter, and it was a cool little
I want to buy one of those. Should y'all have those shirts for sale?
We're getting them. So the first one,
I'm going to buy one.
The first one,
I'll be your first customer on those.
This was not the color it was supposed to be.
Oh, it's cool. I love it.
But we're Nate over at Inkslingers is getting us set up to where we get the colors per the actual logo. So they're doing great work for us right now. So
awesome.
We're excited.
We're going to get some more out and some more hats and stuff.
Awesome. Well, it's
like
great.
She's got her little toddler hat, so we're going to try to get some more of those.
I need to get the little, what do you call this? She has it, Willow has it this morning, like the little
her little headband.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So we do have this at the store.
Okay.
She's our little model.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna see if I can get Braylon one of those as well. So, well, Shane, before we let y'all go, I know we've talked about a lot here. Is there anything that you want to add in, just maybe that we left out? I know we've talked about a lot this morning.
We talked about a ton. You got some good, some good combo points. And I don't know. We're just excited to be here. So we're excited to start getting our roots in with the community, like Maddie was saying, and building those personal relationships with, those that are local and those that are not. So we're excited.
We want to remind folks, too, if you haven't subscribed to our Hello Huntsville newsletter, please do so, because once a month we have a new section brought to you by Adler Family Toys called Toy Tales, and you can learn more. It's an educational series, too, so you'll learn more about just different types of toys and why they're important, and we talked about STEM and some of those other things, and so that first article went out just a couple of weeks ago, and if you subscribe to the newsletter, you'll be notified of that. That newsletter goes out typically every Thursday or Friday, but you can always go to the website at hellohuntsvilletx.com, and as you're there is a feature that says, well, I'll just show folks here real quick if you've got one more second. If you go to the website at hellohuntsvilletx.com, there is a link on the website that says Guides and Features, and so all you have to do is roll over that. If you scroll down, you'll see Toy Tales. And once a month, we'll have those articles coming up here. Shane puts those together, and it's really cool. So, I mean, the first one that we talked about was why wooden toys are more than just a nostalgic trend. You think a lot about that, and a lot of times people, well, that's of the past. Well, no, it's not. We just saw those blocks earlier that Braylon plays with. So they're not of the past. They're ways that children can continue to develop their cognitive skills, STEM, and all that kind of stuff, which is really great.
Oh, yeah, and Shane's got this new little, looks like a front end of a Jeep, but you can tinker with the engine on it. It's all wood. You can tinker with the engine on it, and it comes with like a little jack. So you put it under, and you can change the tires on it, and you can build a little car back up. So it's pretty cool, because watching some of the little kids play with that, and they're taking the tires off, and they're changing the tire, or it helps them.
Yeah, that's great. Well, go by and see them. Again, Adler Family Toys, and when you go by there, let them know that you heard about them here on Hello Huntsville. We love you guys. We appreciate y'all so much. It's so great to have y'all here in Huntsville, and whatever we can do, obviously, we're going to keep promoting you guys like crazy, because we know that you're going to succeed, and we're going to help you get there very quick with your goals and what you're trying to do. So
appreciate it.
Awesome. Willow, did you have fun today? Can I get a high five? She said no high five yet.
Pound it.
Can you give me a fist bump?
How about a fist bump?
Oh. She said
it's too early.
She's still got to go to school. So.
All right. Well, friends, we'll wrap it up here with this segment. We'll come back. Pablo will rejoin us. And I do want to remind you, before we go, we are giving away some candy here this morning. All you got to do is text in the keyword spooky along with your name on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. I see Pablo pulling out his phone there. He's trying to get a text it in to 936-339-0139. For now, though, we'll step aside. We'll take a break. Pablo joins us back on the other side. Stay with us. As always, it's your show. We are here this morning on Good Morning Huntsville.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Hey friends, Rob Hip here. As a guy, jewelry's not really my thing. I never know what I'm looking for. I feel uncomfortable, and I just don't understand how certain things look good together. But that's why I depend on Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Whenever Bridget and I wanted to get engaged, we said, we need to go to a place to where someone's going to take care of us. They're going to make me feel comfortable as a guy, but they're also going to take care of her needs as well. So I went into Elliot's, and he was so gracious and compassionate with my understanding, and I wanted something that looked a little masculine for my engagement band, and he said, I've got the perfect thing for you. And he found some white hammered gold that was trimmed in 14 karat gold, also put a diamond on that ring to signify my love for Bridget, and as we grow and our family grows, we can put a diamond around the rest of those. So friends, if you're looking for someone that is dedicated to customer service, that understands the needs of people and does what's right all the time, there's nobody better than my friend. It's Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com.
There's a place in Huntsville and now in Conroe where you're more than a customer, you're part of the family. A place where style meets comfort and every visit feels like a treat. Welcome to the Color Bar Hair Salon. From the moment you walk in, our friendly stylists work to create a look that's perfect for you. Whether it's a fresh cut, a vibrant new color, or a blowout for that special occasion, at the Color Bar, we've got you covered. We pride ourselves on creating an environment where our guests can relax, enjoy a beverage, and let us do the pampering. We use top-notch products like Kevin Murphy and even offer hair extensions for those looking to add a little extra flair. And when it's got to be perfect, we ensure you leave looking and feeling your best self. But don't just take our word for it. Book a reservation or buy a gift card online and experience it firsthand. Visit us online at colorbartx.com and discover why at the Color Bar Hair Salon you get an experience that goes beyond. The Color Bar, where you belong. See you soon.
Happy Thursday morning, Huntsville, as you're waking up with us here on your morning show. This is Good Morning Huntsville. Never thought, go back a year ago, didn't think we'd be back here. Thankful to be back here, but definitely never thought that I'd be getting up at like 5:30 in the morning to get ready for a morning show every single day. And you know what, Pablo? It's brought me a lot of joy. I'm going to be honest. I look forward to getting up somehow at 5:30 and getting in here and getting everything ready to go for our morning. It's been a lot of fun, man.
That's good.
And it's good to have you here. I'm going to just turn that there. There we go, Pablo. I'm the producer, slash host, slash whatever we need to be. So,
Gaffer, everything.
Pablo here joining us again. We wouldn't be here on a Thursday without our friends from the Color Bar. Pablo, how can folks get in touch with you? Because, man, I'm starting to look a little ragged myself. I know you guys do a little beard trim, too. I know and some of y'all have the straight razor, right?
Birdie, yeah.
Birdie has that one. Okay. Because I know that's like a Texas law thing. Like, not everybody can do the straight razor. So, but y'all do such a fantastic job. How can folks get into, maybe there's a lady this morning saying, you know what, I've been waiting to get my hair done. I don't know where to go. Pablo's the guy. How can they get in touch with you guys?
Through our website and our email and our phone number, but also you can reach us through Facebook and Instagram as well.
Just go to the website. Super easy to get to. And I'm going to pop it up here for folks on the screen. I'm just copying and pasting because it's colorbartx.com is where you go. And you can schedule. And I always joke around about this, but we always have to say it. Color Bar in Huntsville is not going anywhere. So don't worry. Justin wants to expand. He opened up in Conroe. He's helping out folks at MRC Creekside. He's already got plans. He was talking about on the show the other day saying, I'd love to open up another one, down the road here pretty soon. I think he told me at one point he wanted to have like 5 was kind of his vision. But definitely, absolutely not going anywhere. The Color Bar is where you need to be if you're looking, like I said, man, styling and profiling. Is that phrase still used? I think I just brought that back from like the 90s.
You should.
You ever used it?
I use it. I still use rad.
Oh, that's awesome,
from the
dude.
80s.
Come on, man.
And I still get excited, and I go like that. I'm like, rad. I'm just like stuck in the 80s. That's just me.
What did people used to say? Like, oh, bummer. I used to hear that all the time.
I still use that word.
It's here like, oh, that's a bummer. I heard that one back in the day.
Whenever anybody says anything, I'm like, bummer, dude.
I think the longest running, at least during my time, has been like calling people like, "What's up, dog?" That's still, it's not prevalent as it used to be. It really isn't. But I think somehow it switched from like, I think it went from like, "What's up, dog?" to like Doc, because I hear Doc. I have a guy that always calls me Doc. He's like, "What's up, Doc?"
Oh, really?
And I'm like, Doc. He goes, yeah. I was like, don't you mean dog? He's like, no, Doc. He calls me Doc.
That's retro. That's Bugs Bunny time.
Yeah, and he is an older guy, so that's why. Because the first time he said, I was like, this guy's like saying, "What's up, dog?" He's probably like 80 years old. He calls me Doc, man.
I'll throw out the word groovy like it's catching on.
Pablo, you told us before earlier. All right, you're kind of like Nomad Man. Is that okay for me to say that? You're like,
well, most musicians are, I think.
Yeah, you're this awesome like traveler, man, and it's cool because along the way you have picked up, and I said it earlier, man. I know you're a humble dude, and you don't mind me saying it, but you've picked up so many talents, man, and you've seen so much as you've traveled around. And then yet again, another nugget you threw at me that I didn't know about Pablo was you were talking about Canada earlier.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you spent some time in Canada too, huh?
I didn't actually spend time in Canada. I laid over there because we were flying to England.
Okay.
So when we flew, it was weird. We flew Air Canada to England, but we had to fly from Houston to Calgary.
Wow.
And then and then I went out there and just walked outside, because it's really packed in there. And the layover was like 2 hours, 3 hours, and so I went outside,
taking a break,
and as it was April, I'm in a shorts and t-shirt, because I left Houston and it was hot, and so I get there and I'm outside and there's this luggage carrier guy, and he's like, "What are you doing out here?" And I'm like, "It's cold," but it wasn't that cold because I was behind this pillared wall. And then I couldn't hear him, so I stepped out to hear him. And then he's like, "It's -6." And I felt that wind hit me. And then I went, "You're absolutely right. It is." And I'm going to go back inside.
It's always the wind that does it. And I learned that when I was in Fargo. It's never the temperature. It's the wind.
It cuts right through you. It doesn't even like go around you. It's just like right through you. And you feel it in the core.
There's some transparency here, like a lot of us, we don't sleep in, in our full clothes, obviously. Some of us have pajamas or whatever, and I usually sleep with my shirt off, and we were in Fargo. It's like 30 below. I learned, for some reason, they told me to stop saying like -30 because they don't say it up. They say 30 below, but I still say -30 sometimes because that's how we do in Texas. But I was like, man, the trash is coming, and there's no way I'm going to be able to get fully dressed in time. So I throw on my house shoes, had my shirt off, had on shorts, and I ran outside. 30 below, got the trash out. And I didn't even think about it until I got back in the garage. And the garages are freezing there, too. I mean, a lot of people have heaters in the garage. I didn't have one. And right before I walked back into the kitchen, I was like, yikes, it's cold. But I didn't notice it because it wasn't windy.
Yeah, I bet you had that shock, that initial teetering the line of frostbite shock.
I did almost. So even we had to. I mean, you had to blow snow all the time, and I thought that was just like you don't have to. Yeah, you literally have to do it all the time because if you don't do it, your driveway messes up. Then you get what's called an ice dam because of the plows that come through. Then you got to pay a guy like $200 to come break the ice dam apart because you're not going to break it apart. It's just too hard. And so I got in the habit. I bought a really nice snowblower, and I got in the habit of always. And it was fun. It was like therapeutic for me. But I thought I'd start getting a little bit brave, and so I said, I'll just do it real quick without any gloves. Like I'd pull up near the driveway when I'd get off work, and then I would just go run and grab the snowblower, blow out the driveway, and park the truck. So I started getting brave, and I was like, I don't want to go in and get my gloves and all this. And then the one time that I did it bare hands, I got too brave. Dude, I thought I almost got frostbite. My hands, like I couldn't move when I got back, and they were hurting. Like not stinging. They went from sting to hurt, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's when it gets pretty rough. So, well, again, we appreciate Pablo being here from the Color Bar. Everybody that was joining us this morning. Jerica is here from Fargo, North Dakota, joining us this morning. So good to see you, Jerica, as she was joining us earlier. Beautiful flowers. I think we're going to give these away today, Pablo. What do you think, man? I don't want to wait till tomorrow. I want to give these bad boys away today.
There you go.
So while they're beautiful and fresh from Sweet Caroline's Floral Shop, big thanks to Grace and especially Leah Lineback over there. We're going to give away this beautiful, beautiful bouquet of flowers. Bridget, I love you, sweetheart. You can't text to win. She tricked me one time. All right. Bridget used my mom's phone and texted in. And the randomizer picked that number. I didn't know it was my mom's phone number because she doesn't ever use her cell phone. My mom was visiting us for a week. I answer the phone, and it's Bridget going, hello? I couldn't tell her no at that point. Sweetheart, I can't pick you this time. But I will. You know what, baby? I'm going to buy you some flowers. How about that?
There you
so
go.
we're going to buy some flowers for you. But we are giving these away along with, hold this up for me, Pablo, man. Pablo and I may dig into this. Some Skittles. Have you had these?
No.
Oh, my gosh, dude. Are you a candy guy?
Not really.
I wasn't either until I had, these right here. It's
Gummy worms, I think.
He does freeze-dried gummies, too. They blow up and poof. It's like Cheetos, but gummy worms, man. They're awesome, dude. Oh, man. Well, let's I haven't even pulled up our text line yet this morning, so let me get over to the text line here. Our Granny Mary's Kate. We've had a lot of folks text in this week, my goodness, which is great. So we're going to go ahead and head over to the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line, and we may have a new person here. Let's see, a new person that has never texted in because the randomizer just hit it here, and I hope that it's someone that we haven't had before. I try to save these, by the way, Pablo. Whenever folks message us, we try to save them so we know that, like, okay, this person has never won before. But let's head over and see who this is. Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Who is this?
This is Addie.
Oh, Addie, did you win this week, Addie?
I mean, I was told I won, but I didn't ever receive anything.
You won earlier or was it last week?
I think it was last week.
Yeah, okay. Well, you did. Yeah, you won $20 last week on PayPal. We got to send that to you. Well, guess what? Because you can win once a week, you've won again this week. So you've won a beautiful.
No way.
Yes, you have. You texted in, and you won. You texted us this morning. It looks like it's 7:25. Does that sound about right?
Yes, sir. I was standing outside watching, waiting to go in the office.
Well, now you've won a bouquet of flowers, and you've won a tub of Skittles from our good friend over at 0 Degree Candy. And I'll make sure, that's why we didn't get that to you, because we normally don't send it by PayPal. We do it by Cash App or Venmo, and I remember you said PayPal. So I'll make sure to get that over to you, along with those flowers and the Skittles this morning. So
Wonderful.
do you work here close to downtown?
Yes, sir. I work at Huntsville Abstract and Title.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to, would your boss get upset if we just bring these down to you? Is that all right?
No, not at all. Come on.
We're just going to do that then. So I'll send you a text here in a minute to get more information. But you have won flowers from Sweet Caroline's Floral Shop. Now, just on the up and up, if I walk in with flowers, be sure to let people know this isn't like, this isn't me bringing you flowers. You won them, okay? I don't want to get in any trouble.
Yes, sir. I'm sure they'll be aware.
All right. So you won the flowers. Yeah, because here's a random guy coming in with flowers and Skittles, man. So we'll bring those in to you, Addie. And thanks so much for texting in to win. We appreciate you very much, Addie.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a blessed day. Thanks.
Yes, sir. You too. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. That's funny. Yeah, I started thinking about that. Some random dude just shows up and like bringing a lady flowers and candy. Hopefully everything's all right, man.
Exactly.
So, well, congratulations to Addie. Yeah, she did. She won last week, so that's great. And with our cash giveaway, we gave it away by Cash App and Venmo, but she had a PayPal, so it was a little bit different. We didn't have a PayPal set up, so we'll just take all that to her today, man. Sorry, Pablo, that you couldn't enter to win, man.
No, that's fine.
I know you were really wanting those Skittles. So, well, would you ever try the Carolina Reaper Skittle?
No.
You wouldn't try that?
Mm-mm. There's a fine line between hot and good and hot and just, burning the taste buds off your tongue.
Clay Talsworth was in here yesterday. I about died when I ate that thing, by the way. So, but it was okay. Clay, I was not up all night. It didn't hit me at like 2 a.m., so we're good. But I did have that burn until about 11 a.m. yesterday morning. So it lasted through the morning. It was a good burn, though. You know how you have that? Do you like wasabi?
Yes.
Sushi?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you put the wasabi, a little bit of the, what do you call the sauce? I can't think.
Soy sauce?
Soy sauce, yeah. I couldn't think of what it was, dude. So you mix that up in there, and then I call that the good burn, though. And it's like, oh, that was good. And then you're like, oh, it was really powerful, but then you want another bite of it. Yeah, that's how the wasabi is, man. So, all right, friends, well, that'll wrap it up. Tomorrow, Todd Parton is going to be with us from MRC Creekside. They've got a great event, not an event, but a great, I guess, kind of, meetup that they have for folks that are dealing with dementia and Alzheimer's and those kind of things. And so it's an opportunity for families to learn how to cope and deal with certain things and unfortunate situations that people go through. But Todd's going to be on tomorrow to give us some updates on that and what they're up to, and our great friends from MRC Creekside. We haven't had them on yet, so excited about that. And we're already booking up guests for next week. We'll hear from Dell Enderlin pretty soon about Operation Red Wings and some changes and some great things happening with their organization. And then we'll just continue to rock and roll, man. So weekend plans, Pablo. What are you up to? Do you work on Saturdays?
Mm-hmm.
What? So after after that, what's going on? Band stuff? Are you involved doing a lot of band stuff?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of one of my bands has an album coming out next year, and then I have some releases coming out as a solo project. So I usually work on hair, and then the second half of the day is work on music. So
I love it, man.
It's busy.
Hair and music. That's a good combination.
It's all art, right?
And then the movies every once in a while thrown in there as well, right, Pablo? So, well, appreciate you being here, man. It's been a lot of fun, buddy. Always great to have you.
Very
Again,
much.
go by and see Pablo over at the Color Bar. Let him know that we sent you, and we appreciate Justin Killingsworth and the entire staff at the great work that they do. They are the experts in all things hair here in Huntsville, Texas. Whether you're a guy or a lady, they're going to take great care of you and make sure that you are looking and feeling your best whenever you leave. That'll wrap it up today. Yep, always, man.
Always.
That'll wrap it up today. We appreciate everybody for joining us for another edition of Good Morning Huntsville. We'll be back at it bright and early tomorrow morning. Billy Cawthon joins us from Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. So make sure that you chime in right around 7 a.m. If you haven't downloaded the Spirit Radio app, make sure that you do that as well, spiritradio.fm. Huntsville, we love you. We appreciate you. We appreciate Adler Family Toys for being on today. Shane, Madeline, and their little daughter, Willow. Go by and see them as well. As I end every single broadcast, I want to remind you this morning, we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other, friends. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Until next time, good morning. God bless. We'll see you back at it 7 a.m. tomorrow.